Hello everyone, I'm Sumbul Aladdin, psychologist at Mindfit Hyderabad, and I welcome you all to today's session. So, we all have 24 hours in a day, but why does it seem that some people are able to get the most out of every minute of the day? I don't think they have the power to slow down time. They do, however, know how to properly manage their time. So, time management refers to the way you organize and plan how long you spend on specific activities. It may seem counterintuitive to dedicate precious time to learning about time management instead of using it to get on with your work. But believe me, the benefits are enormous, and some of them are greater productivity and efficiency, better professional reputation, less stress, work-life balance, and greater opportunities to achieve important life and career goals. And failing to manage your time effectively can also have some very undesirable consequences, like missed deadlines, inefficient workflow, poor work quality, a poor professional reputation, a stalled career, and high stress levels. So, spending a little time learning about time management techniques will have huge benefits now and throughout your life. So, here are some super powerful time management tips. The first one is finding out where is your time going, which means finding out where your time actually goes. You may believe that you only spend 30 minutes on emails, but in reality, that could be eating up an hour or so of your day. Or you may be spending a few hours on social media, although you feel you hardly go there at all. The easiest way to keep track of your time is to download an app. There are so many available these days to track everything you do for a week. You can then access a report to find out what's stealing your time. With this information, you can then make the appropriate adjustments. The second important thing to do is set a time limit to each task. I have found that setting a time limit to each task prevents me from getting distracted or procrastinating. For example, if I want to get my thoughts together for a podcast, I give myself an hour. So if I started at 8 a.m., I try to get it written by 9 a.m. In a way, it becomes a game, and you challenge yourself to finishing the task on time. My next most favorite hack for time management is to use to-do lists. All goals and projects are made up of smaller parts that need to be accomplished in order to achieve something or to complete the project. So you could create to-do lists for each goal and project, listing all the measurable steps that need to be accomplished. Aside from keeping you focused, this also motivates you as you're able to see what you've already achieved and what remains. The fourth important tip is to plan ahead. When you wake up without a plan for the day, then instead of focusing on what needs to be done, you wander aimlessly and take care of more trivial matters. That's why you should plan ahead using one of these options. Either before going to sleep in the night, spend the last 15 minutes writing down all that needs to be done. That way you also ensure better sleep as you feel assured that you're not going to forget anything the next day. Or else, first thing in the morning, you could write down the 3 or 4 most important and urgent matters that need to be addressed today and work on those when you're most productive. which brings me to one of my most favorite quotes on time management. Mark Twain said, "If it's your job to eat a frog, it's best to do it first thing in the morning. And if it's your job to eat two frogs, it's best to eat the biggest one first." I know that sounds pretty disgusting, but the point that Twain was making is that you should take care of your biggest and most challenging tasks in the morning. Those are your MITs, your most important tasks of the day. There are a few reasons why this is such an effective time management trick. For starters, you usually have the most amount of energy in the morning. So it's better to tackle these tasks when you are not drained. Also, you can use that feeling of accomplishment to get through the rest of the day. So try to eat the frog when you wake up in the morning tomorrow. The next important point to remember is to learn to delegate or outsource. Delegating or outsourcing are real time savers since it lessens your workload, which means you have more time to spend on more important tasks or doing less work. Either hand over responsibilities to team members who are qualified, or when in lockdown, like now, you could delegate some household chores to other family members. And now we come to a very important element of time management, that is to eliminate distractions. In our age of constant distraction, it is very easy to split our attention between what we should be doing and what society bombards us with, writes James Clear in his book Atomic Habits. He says, usually we are balancing the needs of messages, emails, and to-do lists at the same time that we are trying to get something accomplished. It is rare that we are fully engaged in the task at hand. Claire has dubbed this half work, and here are a few examples of this half work. You're writing a report, but you stop randomly to check your phone for no reason. You try out a new workout routine, but switch to a new program a couple of days later because you read about it online. While talking on the phone, your mind wanders to your email inbox. So regardless of where and how you fall into the trap of half work, as he calls it, the result is always the same. You're never fully engaged in the task at hand. You rarely commit to a task for extended periods of time, and it takes you twice as much to accomplish half as much. Claire has found that the best way to overcome half work is by blocking out significant time to focus on one project and eliminate everything else. For example, he'll pick one exercise and only focus on that one exercise while working out. He'll also carve out a few hours to devote to an important project, but will leave the phone in another room. He says this complete elimination of distractions is the only way I know to get into deep focused work and avoid fragmented sessions where you're merely doing half work. And the next important tip to remember is to prioritize, and prioritize. With more tasks to do, non-stop messages, and higher expectations, deciding what deserves your attention can become very overwhelming. However, mastering prioritization can change your life, and knowing your priorities reduces stress, helps you focus better, reduces your FOMO, and can improve productivity. It can even help you with work-life balance as you create better boundaries for your day. Once you know how to prioritize your tasks and your time, you realize that much of the work which you felt was urgent didn't really need your attention, at least not right away. Using the very popular Eisenhower matrix really helps you in deciding urgent, not urgent, important, and not important tasks, and then accordingly decide what needs to be done immediately, what needs to be done later in the day or the week. And in the end, let's look at how some famous billionaires manage their time. Warren Buffett, an American business tycoon, believes that you should focus on your top 5 goals, and everything else on your list should be avoided until you achieve those top 5. He also believes in saying no to meetings and meaningless conversations. He values his free time and keeps his calendar pretty blank. Another habit that helps Buffett and Mark Zuckerberg, who needs no introduction, is decision reduction. Buffett eats and drinks the same thing every day, and Zuckerberg wears the same pants and shirts every day. Now, I'm not sure if I could do either of those two, but you could try it because by avoiding making small decisions that don't matter, you can spend more time working on things that do matter. These tricks may seem small and inconsequential, but I'm convinced if you can make small progress every day, you can change your life. And I would like to end here with a quote from Steve Jobs to ponder over. My favorite things in life don't cost any money. It is really clear that the most precious resource we all have is time.